Let us take now the applications of an operational amplifier. Some of the applications of an operational amplifier are inverting operational amplifier, non-inverting operational amplifier, integrator, differentiator, voltage follower, summer or adder. So first one, inverting operational amplifier. An inverting operational amplifier is one in which the input is given to the inverting terminal and the output voltage is out of phase with respect to the input by 180 degree. So this is the circuit diagram for inverting operational amplifier. So it has one output terminal V0. The non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground and the inverting terminal we are going to apply the input. This is R1 and the feedback resistance is RF. So this is the feedback resistance RF, and due to the concept of the virtual ground, whatever the potential at the non-inverting, let us represent this as V1 and V2. Due to the concept of the virtual ground, the potential at inverting will be the potential at the non-inverting, that is I1, this is I2. Since the non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground, V2 is 0. V2 is 0, which implies that V1 is also 0. So the output voltage is given by minus of A into Vi. So where A is the gain given by minus RF by R1. So let us take the input and the output waveform, ideal waveforms. So this is the input with respect to time Vi versus t, and since we have applied the input to the inverting terminal and it is an amplifier, the output voltage is out of phase with respect to input by 180 degree. So as the Kirchhoff's current law states that incoming current is equal to the outgoing current. Therefore, the current flowing through the resistance R1 is I1, the current flowing through the resistance RF is I2. So therefore, I1 is equal to I2. And as the Ohm's law states that the current flowing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends, provided that the potential drop. So now here you are going to find out I1. How to find out I1? It is the potential difference between the resistance R1. So this is Vi minus V1. So I1 is nothing but Vi minus V1 divided by R1. So Ohm's law I equal to V by R. Similarly I2. I2 is nothing but see here. So what is the value? You're going to take the potential difference between these two. The potential difference here is V1 minus V0 divided by RF. But due to the concept of the virtual ground, V1 is equal to 0. So therefore, equating Vi by R1, which is equal to minus V0 by RF, which implies that V0 is equal to minus RF by R1. So this is the output voltage. But gain AV is nothing but it is defined as the ratio of output by input. So we're going to represent the gain AV is minus RF by R1, the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage. Here, the negative sign indicates that the output voltage, the negative sign indicates that the output voltage is out of phase with respect to input by 180 degree. And to write the output expression, V0 is equal to minus RF by R1 into Vi. So this is the output expression. Now let us take the second application, non-inverting operational amplifier. A non-inverting operational amplifier is one in which the input is applied to the non-inverting terminal and the output voltage is in phase with respect to input. So let us take the circuit diagram for non-inverting operational amplifier. Non-inverting operational amplifier. We are making use of the negative feedback. What is a feedback? Some part of the output is injected back to the input. There are two types of feedback. One is the positive feedback and the negative feedback. In operational amplifier, we'll use the negative feedback. This is plus VCC, minus VCC. So let us take this as V1 and this as V2, and this is R1, this is RF, since this is the current direction, IF, and this is I, the input current. So the output is given by V naught is equal to Vi into 1 plus Rf by R1. So this is the output expression for the non-inverting operational amplifier. Non-inverting operational amplifier. So the most commonly used operational amplifier is a mu-A 741. To derive the output expression, let us take the concept of the voltage divider rule. The voltage divider rule states that the voltage across that branch is equal to the main voltage multiplied by the drop across that resistance divided by the sum of the resistance. Here V1 is nothing but equal to Vi. So this is the output voltage V0. This is RF. Right? Draw the equivalent circuit. So due to the concept of the virtual ground, V1 is equal to V2, that is equal to Vi. See here, the non-inverting terminal is connected to the input voltage. So therefore, always whatever the potential at non-inverting terminal, the same potential will be at inverting. So Vi is nothing but V2, that is nothing but V1. So redraw the circuits here where V0 is connected. V0 is connected to the feedback resistor RF, and it is one end V0, the other end is connected to the V1 where the resistance R1 is connected to the ground. So make use of the voltage divider rule. The voltage divider rule states that voltage across that branch is equal to the applied voltage. What is applied voltage here? The applied voltage is here is V0. V0 into the drop across that resistance. The drop across that resistance is R1 divided by sum of the resistances. These two resistances, that is R1 plus RF. So now you are going to find out the value of V0. Therefore, what is V0? V0 is equal to Vi into R1 plus RF divided by R1. So our aim is to find the voltage gain. Voltage gain is nothing but it is defined as the ratio of output by input, that is R1 plus RF by R1. So therefore you can write AV is equal to 1 plus RF by R1. So V0 is equal to Vi into 1 plus RF by R1. So this is the output voltage expression for the non-inverting operational amplifier. So now let us sketch the input and the output waveform. So this is the input waveform. We are going to apply the input to the non-inverting terminal. This is Vi versus T, and the output is in phase with the amplified version. So this is the output V0 versus T. So this is the second application. Now let us take the third application, voltage follower. A voltage follower circuit is one in which the output voltage follows the input voltage. The main application of the voltage follower is it is used as a buffer amplifier. A buffer amplifier is used for the impedance matching, that is V0 is equal to Vi. Here we are making use of the negative feedback. This is Vi. So this is Vg, the virtual ground concept, and V0 is equal to Vi. So this is plus Vcc and this is minus Vcc. The gain is unity because the voltage follower output voltage follows the input voltage. So both the input and the output are in same phase. This is the Vi comma V0. Both the input and output voltage are in same phase. So due to the concept of virtual ground, Vg is nothing but Vi. So since the Vg is directly connected to the output, see the Vg is directly connected to the output. V0 is nothing but Vg. So therefore, output voltage follows the input voltage. Since the output voltage follows the input voltage, the gain is defined as the ratio of output by input is 1. So therefore, the main application of the voltage follower is it is used as the buffer amplifier. And the next application is integrator. An integrator circuit is one in which the output voltage is the integral of the input voltage. If the feedback is the capacitor, then it is integrator. If the feedback is resistor and the input is capacitor, it is differentiator circuit. So this is R1. We are going to apply the input at the inverting terminal. The non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground. This is plus VCC. This is minus VCC. And V0 is equal to minus 1 by R1 into CF integral 0 to T Vi dt. So this is the output expression. Now, so let us take the virtual ground concept. So due to the virtual ground concept from figure, Vg is equal to 0 because of virtual ground concept. So apply the KCL at node. So if you write the KCL at node, the current entering is equal to the current leaving. The current entering at R1, let us take the current entering at R1 is I1. So this is I1 and this is I2. Okay, so I1 is equal to I2. So how to find out the potential drop? If you take the resistor, so if this is V1 and this is V2, how to find out I is? So the difference between the two, that is I equal to V1 minus V2 divided by R. So similarly, find out I1. I1 is nothing but Vi minus Vg by R1. That is equal to the current through the capacitor is given by CF, C into dV by dt here, CF into d by dt of Vg minus V0. Since Vg is the virtual ground, it is 0. So therefore, Vi by R1 is equal to minus CF into dV0 by dt. So since it is an integrator circuit, integrating on both sides, you get integral of Vi by R1 into dt, that is equal to minus CF into V0. So therefore, the output voltage is given by V0 is equal to minus 1 by R1 into CF integral of 0 to T Vi dt. The output voltage is directly proportional to the negative integral of the input voltage and inversely proportional to the time constant R1 into CF. R1 into Cf is called the time constant. Now, next application is differentiator. A differentiator circuit is one in which the output voltage is the derivative of the input. So this is the circuit diagram for the differentiator. Interchange the elements of the integrator. This is minus, plus, so capacitor. The feedback is the resistor RF. The output is given by V naught is equal to minus RF into C dVi by dt. C, this is Vi, Vg, RF, this is I2, this is I1. Due to the concept of the virtual ground, whatever the potential at non-inverting terminal, the same potential will be at inverting terminal. So Vg is 0. Since the non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground, the potential at inverting is also 0. Why? Because the op-amp has very high input resistance. No current flows through the input terminal. According to KCL, the incoming current is equal to the outgoing current, that is I1 is equal to I2. The current flowing through the capacitor is given by C into dV by dt. So C1 into, or let us take this as C1 or C1 into d by dt of Vi minus Vg. Since Vg is 0, that is Vg minus V naught by Rf. Vg is 0. So C1 into d by dt of Vi is equal to minus V naught by Rf. But our aim is to find the output. V naught is equal to minus Rf into C1 dVi by dt. So this is the output voltage for the differentiator circuit. The output voltage is the derivative of the input voltage, and thus the output voltage Vout is Rf into C1 times the negative instantaneous rate of change of input voltage Vi with respect to time. And the next topic is comparators. A comparator is a circuit used to compare the two voltages. Op-amps are used as a comparator to compare its amplitude of one voltage with another. Here, the op-amp is used in open loop configuration, that is with no feedback, with the input voltage on one input and the reference voltage on the other input. So this is the circuit diagram. Minus plus, there is no feedback. This is V naught plus VCC minus VCC. This is the non-inverting terminal. The negative terminal is connected to the ground. So here, so let us take this as V1 and this as V2. This is Vi. Here, the value of V2 is nothing but Vi and V1 is 0. So when the input voltage Vi is greater than 0, V0 will be at plus V saturation, approximately VCC, and when Vi input is less than 0, V0 is equal to minus Vsat, approximately minus VCC or VEE. Because here when Vi is greater than 0, more voltage will be at the non-inverting terminal. Since the more voltage will be at non-inverting, the output is plus V0 saturation, and when the input is 0, more voltage will be at the negative terminal. So therefore the output voltage will be minus V0 saturation, and this circuit is also called as zero crossing detector, because whenever crosses the zero level, the output switches its states from plus V0 saturation to minus V0 saturation. So let us sketch the input and the output waveform. This is Vi versus T plus Vsat, and this is minus Vsat. Vi is greater than 0, Vi is less than 0. This is T. So why it called the zero crossing detector? Because see, whenever it crosses the zero level, the output switches its states from plus V0 saturation to minus V0 saturation.